You're listening to the Weekend Sport Podcast with Jason Pine from News Talk ZB.
The FIFA Under-17 Men's World Cup has started this weekend in Indonesia. New Zealand are there. They're in Group F. Games against Venezuela, 10 o'clock tonight. Germany, 1 o'clock in the morning on Thursday. And Mexico, 10 o'clock next Saturday night, all New Zealand time, obviously. The top two from each of the 6 groups and the 4 best third-placed finishers go through to the round of 16. Leading the line for New Zealand will be UK-based striker Adam Watson, who scored a hat-trick in the semi-finals of the Oceania qualifying tournament for this World Cup.
Adam Watson made it count 7 minutes into the game. Good work in the Fiji penalty box and then lined it up, left foot shot. Adam Watson, first of 3 goals in this semi-final.
Adam Watson with us out of Indonesia. How's the build-up been, Adam, to game 1 tonight against Venezuela?
We've been doing a lot of training. It's been high intensity and just kind of preparing for this first game coming up.
What sort of style should we expect to see from New Zealand under Martin Bullock?
Similar to the All Whites. We've kind of got similar ways of playing, but also adapted in some areas. So probably going to try and start with a high press maybe, and try and start off on the front foot.
So high press means a few shuttles for you. Your fitness okay for something like that?
Yeah, I'm feeling good.
Good to hear. Feels like a tough group. Venezuela, Germany, Mexico. Is that how you assess it?
Yeah, obviously it's a World Cup, so every team's going to be good. But obviously, you have a rough idea of who the better teams are. And yeah, obviously all 3 of these teams are going to be good. But we feel if we apply ourselves right, then we might be able to go and do something special.
I say it feels like a tough group, but I guess I'm really just relating it to senior men's football. Is there any way that you can get a gauge on your opponents at under 17 level, in each of these 3 nations?
Look, we watch some of their games, so we do analysis on it. So I won't go too much into it really, but we kind of look for the areas that they're good at and necessarily areas we can target so that we can get an advantage.
So tell us a bit about yourself, Adam. Striker, obviously. What sort of striker, mate? Who do you play like? Who do you like? Who can we liken you to?
As a striker, I'd say I'm more of a hold-up striker, quite good at finishing and quite technical. If I had to compare, I've heard a few people say a little bit like Harry Kane sometimes, good off both feet and stuff.
That's a great comparison. Man, that's a terrific comparison. If they're saying you're like Harry Kane, I'd take that every day of the week. You're with Stoke City, of course, in the UK. Tell us about your football journey and where you are in the Stoke City system right now. So
I joined Stoke when I was about 11, so in under 12s. Since then, been in the academy and I'm in the under 18s now. I signed my scholarship at under 16s. And I'm now in my second year scholar at Stoke, currently with the 18s and training a bit with the 21s as well.
So what does a typical week consist of for you at Stoke?
Usually we do about 4 training sessions, and then a game on a Saturday. So a typical week we'd have kind of a lighter Monday session where it's just getting prepared again from the game on Saturday. Tuesday, where we try and relate it to a match, so making training harder than the game. And then Thursday and Friday, sort of preparation and modifying for the game on Saturday. So
the accent would suggest that, yeah, as you said, you spent most of your time in the UK. Did you live in New Zealand before that as a younger boy?
No, I've never lived in New Zealand. I've travelled over quite a lot of times because my dad's grew up and lived in New Zealand when he was younger, and his side of the family lives over there. But I feel close to New Zealand, and it's special to me. Yeah. You
feel like a Kiwi, in other words.
Yeah.
Good stuff. We saw news this week of one of your teammates, Marley Luluwai, signing a full-time pro deal with Burnley. Is that the sort of path that you'd like to be on? Are you aiming for a pro deal at Stoke City, for example?
Yeah, I'd like to be at Stoke next year, but in football you never really know, so we'll have to see.
And the New Zealand side, at the last Under-17 World Cups 4 years ago, there wasn't one 2 years ago because of COVID, but 4 years ago, Marko Stamanic was in that team, Matt Garbett, Ben Old, the one before that, Libby Kakachi, Eli Just, Max Mata. These guys have all gone on to play full internationals for New Zealand. Is that the path that you want to be on as well?
Yeah, if I get the opportunity, one day maybe I'd like to play for the All Whites, yeah.
And how do you reflect back on the qualifying tournament that got you to Indonesia? Hat-trick in the semi-final. How do you remember back to that qualifying tournament?
Yeah, I remember the first game wasn't great because I got injured after like 30 minutes. So I basically spent the next week just trying to get fit again for the later stages. So yeah, the semi-final was a special game, I think, and yeah, a very proud moment.
I bet. You reckon you can make the round of 16 here?
We'll have to see. I think a lot will depend on how we can perform in the first game.
Yeah, I was going to ask that. How important is it to get off to a good start against Venezuela? Get something on the board so you can lay a foundation for your campaign.
Yeah, obviously, winning's probably the most important thing now, and not necessarily the performance. So I think if a good start against Venezuela, then we'll have to see how it goes from there. But a good start will be very important.
Terrific. Well, we'll look forward to watching how it all plays out. 10 o'clock at night, Sunday over here in New Zealand. So we'll all be tuned in. All the best, Adam, and thanks for taking the time for a chat, mate.
Thanks very much. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you joining us, Adam. Adam Watson, part of the New Zealand side at the FIFA Under-20 Men's World Cup. They take on Venezuela tonight at 10. There are two Oceania representatives at this tournament. The other is New Caledonia. They had a very difficult start to the tournament. Last night they played England, and obviously there's a disparity between England and New Caledonia. 10-0. England beat New Caledonia at the FIFA Under-17 World Cup last night. I don't think it'll be the same tonight. Fingers crossed when Venezuela play New Zealand. But New Caledonia, the gulf in class between them and England, the football haves and have-nots, obvious even at Under-17 men's level.
For more from Weekend Sport with Jason Pine, listen live to News Talk ZB weekends from midday or follow the podcast on iHeartRadio.